Breaking tonight after the White House and then the Pentagon refused to call the Taliban a terror group. The question today went to the State Department.
I mean, I'm just not sure why you wouldn't just say, of course it's a terrorist attack.
Obviously, any attack that kills contractors, that kills individuals who are working there in harm's way is a horrific and a tragedy, but I'm not going to put new labels on it today.
Republican Senator Ron Johnson is chairman of the Senate Homeland Security Committee. Senator, good to see you tonight. And so do you believe that, that this is intentional? I mean, why don't they want to call the Taliban a terror group?
Because they've negotiated with the Taliban. They negotiated to release Sergeant Bergdahl, and they're going to want to negotiate with them in the future. And you can't negotiate. We don't negotiate with terrorists, but we will negotiate with armed insurgents. And I think it's just that simple and that obvious.
Why shouldn't they negotiate with the Taliban, given that they say we've been at war with them, they say the conflict's coming to an end, and they say at the end of these conflicts, you negotiate for a prisoner exchange?
Because we should be defeating terrorists, and that's really what President Obama has never been committed to, is victory. He came into office with the war on terror with basically two goals. He was going to end the war, whether it was over or not, and he was going to close Guantanamo. And now he's trying to accomplish both those goals, but he's not acknowledging reality. Islamic terrorists are at war with us. And unless we kill them, unless we defeat them, they will continue to be at war with us. They'll continue to grow. They'll continue to metastasize. But that is what this president refuses to acknowledge, and it puts America in peril.
Why are people seeming to be looking for cover? Chuck Hagel tonight to CNN coming out and saying, I felt under pressure to release Gitmo detainees. And then another former top Democrat, Jane Harman, coming out and saying, not everybody in the administration agreed with that Bergdahl terror swap. And then the White House coming out and saying, our prisoner swap situation is under review. Some are suggesting we're about to get news possibly on Bo Bergdahl, possibly news the American people will find objectionable.
Well, because these people are realizing this policy is not working, and they are finally starting to acknowledge reality themselves when they realize that President Obama won't. So, I mean, bottom line here, Megan, is we need a strategy to defeat ISIS and Islamic terrorists. President Obama does not have that strategy because he is not committed to the defeat of ISIS. Sure, he's willing to play whack-a-mole. He's willing to hit some drone strikes. He's willing to attack them in Syria and Iraq. But he's not willing to engage in the worldwide war against these Islamic terrorists, because it is a worldwide war, because they are spreading, they are metastasizing. We've always been searching for a needle in a haystack. The problem is there are a lot more needles, and the haystack is growing.
Mr. Chairman, good to see you. Thanks for being here tonight, sir.
Have a good night.
Well, my next guest thinks the mainstream media